Fantastic. Good evening. My name is Celine. You're here at the right place at the right time for the instant payment system. Now, most of you should have heard about Bitcoin by now. There is a crypto revolution going on, and it hasn't come to an end. We are still there, and what do you know, things are starting to get very interesting. These are articles that the major financial media have been printing about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So this is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. Bitcoin is still up from the June lows, and as we saw earlier, is stabilized. The price is actually stabilized. Despite the downturn of this year, we have seen a return in positive sentiment. Let's see if Bitcoin does reach 10,000 by the end of this year. It should be a very interesting couple of months ahead. Now, in cryptocurrency, a few things have been going on. Aside from the price being tested, we've had a number of Bitcoin exchange traded funds, which are investment vehicles for people to invest in Bitcoin without actually buying Bitcoin. So they're investment vehicles for institutional investors to be able to bet on the price of Bitcoin. Now, the SEC in America have rejected all of them, except for they're still considering one ETF, which is only going to be available to high net worth clients. So millionaires will only be able to afford to indulge in that particular ETF. So we're still waiting to hear the result of that. If that goes through, that will increase the price of Bitcoin, and other cryptocurrencies will also follow suit. Now, we know that NASDAQ have been having meetings about the cryptocurrency sector. We're talking about possible markets, exchanges, stock exchanges for cryptocurrency. So when you have an ICO, for example, they will be listed on the NASDAQ cryptocurrency exchange, for example. If that happens, that will be some massive news. I can't tell you what effect that will have on the whole sector. That will explode the sector to heights we've never seen. So we should know that blockchain is the biggest disruption in our history. We have a number of different industries that are currently using blockchain technology to enhance and improve their sectors. And we're talking across the board, healthcare, all over. You know, if you don't have blockchain in your business, you're lagging behind. So blockchain is the biggest disruption in our history. Now, the road to financial freedom is a long, lonely and icy road. It's not easy. It's not meant to be easy. If it was, everyone would be financially free. It takes determination and commitment to become financially free. We need to be able to talk to people who may not be sure as to, you know, why they should bother with Bitcoin, you know, because for the reasons we've just seen, Bitcoin is the future. Cryptocurrency is the future. Cash money will become a thing of the past eventually. We are moving into a new century. So this is just the beginning. And job security is an illusion. So financial freedom is really important. So you have to be able to explain to people why it is, and this is why, and you'll be able to help those people as well achieve their goals using this platform, which is called the MLS Bitcoin Club. It's an instant payment system, so you get your Bitcoin instantly, and there's no middleman. So it takes out the risk entirely. It's a crowdfunding platform with a leverage system. So if you have a project or a goal, and a lot of people use these online crowdfunding platforms. These online platforms are good, but the difference is that you're waiting for people to make a donation to your fund. The difference with this platform is you're actively going to get people to contribute to your project, whatever that may be. It could be, to get a new car, pay off some debts, or become financially free, which is totally possible with this platform. Now, the founder of this platform is Mr. Darry Perkinson. He is a computer engineer and the genius that set up this system. This system is active for life. So it doesn't matter how long it takes for you to get your community complete. It will always be there for you to tap into. Now, he got tired of being scammed. There's a lot of scams out there. And he's lost a lot of Bitcoin. And so he got frustrated with what was on offer. And so he created this platform for members to accumulate Bitcoin for free. And I'm going to show you how you can do that. And you can do that whilst accumulating your financial knowledge. That's going to elevate you to a better lifestyle, you and your family. Now, when we compare one Bitcoin to the dollar, in 2012, it was around 10 bucks. You couldn't buy that many groceries with one Bitcoin. Now, in 2013, however, it took a leap to around 100 bucks, and so you could really sort of partway fill up your shopping trolley back in 2013. And it wasn't until 2014 that Bitcoin spiked up to about $500. I think it peaked at $800 that year and fell back to $500. So you could really buy a couple of months worth of shopping with one Bitcoin. So you can see over the course of just 2 short years, Bitcoin has accumulated its value threefold. I mean, tenfold even. And we saw in 2017, January 2017, Bitcoin entered the year at $1,000. By December, it was touching, $20,000. It almost peaked at $20,000. Now, predictions for 2020, which is, less than 2 years away now, we have a couple of predictions. Some are still predicting $100,000 for one Bitcoin. And John McAfee is still sticking by his $1 million pricing of Bitcoin in 2020. So that's why it's worthwhile getting the Bitcoin right now while it's cheap, and getting started quickly. And then from there, you'll be accumulating Bitcoin for free. And I'll show you how you can do that. With MLS Bitcoin Club, there's 10 Bitcoin centers. So there's starter level, level 1, level 2, level 3. And then when you get to Ruby level, level 4, that's when you start really accumulating big money, because even at today's price, 1.5 Bitcoin is quite a lot. Now, we recommend you start with the fast track. So I'll show you how to do that. And ultimately, the amount you put in, you get back 3 times the amount. So the amount you put in are the figures in white in Bitcoin, and the amount you get back are the black figures on top of the blue columns. So let's see how we can build your wealth quickly or on the slow track. So we prefer the fast track, but let's look at the starter strategy. Some people may want to start on the starter strategy as it's the cheapest option right now 0.0167 Bitcoin is about £89. Now, most people should be able to get started. This is an opportunity for people to accumulate wealth. Once you get started, you pay once. It's a one-time payment system. This is you at the top. Now, this is your community. Every level looks the same. So you have 6 boxes to fill up in each community. Now, to do that, you introduce somebody that is like-minded, like you, who has an objective to raise money and become financially independent. And you just need 2 people that are going to duplicate what you're doing. So when you bring in your first person, so let me just annotate here. Actually, hold on 1 second. Let me get the Bitcoin in the right place. That's it. So this is you at the top, and you introduce your first person here. Now, they do the same thing as you. They send 0.0167 Bitcoin into the system. Now, that is going to, you'll see where that goes to in a minute. So when they introduce their first person enters your B line, which is your pay line, your Bitcoin line. Now, when they do the same thing and make that one-time payment in Bitcoin of 0.167 Bitcoin, that Bitcoin goes straight to your e-wallet. It doesn't go through the MLS platform. It goes straight into your e-wallet. So you receive that directly. When your first person introduces their second person here, that Bitcoin goes straight to you also. What this person needs to do is make sure their 2 are going to duplicate them so that they get their Bitcoin as well, because it's always on the B line. Your A line activates each level. Your B line is where you get paid. So even though you've introduced one person and you haven't introduced your second person yet, that doesn't matter. It doesn't stop you getting your Bitcoin from these 2 people. Okay, so when you now introduce your second person here, and they do the same thing and introduce 2 people here and here, this box pays you directly. So you get 3 payments of 0.0167 each time to your e-wallet, straight to your e-wallet. 3 times. You get 3 times the amount you put in. Now, the final box here is used to recycle you again on the same level. Every level operates in the same fashion. So then it starts you all over again on the same level. Now, each level remains active in that way. So you can complete starter level, 5, 6, 7 times. There's no limit to how many times you can cycle over. Now, that's the slow way, because when you receive that amount, you're going to need to use that to upgrade to the next level. Fast track, you get your money back quicker. So this is you at the top. Same structure, same community of 6 boxes that needs to be filled up. Now, the starter level is 0.0167. Level 1 is 0.0462 Bitcoin. So you're starting starter level and level 1 at the same time. So that's why we call it the fast track, because you're doing 2 levels together at the same time. Now, 1 second. Right, so you introduce your first person who does the same thing as you. They do starter level and level 1 together. Okay, so they're on the fast track. So they get their 2 who are going to duplicate them, who is also on the fast track. Right now, that costs around £333 with the price of Bitcoin. Now, when your first person gets their first person, you receive 2 payments because they're doing the same thing, starter and level 1. And when they've done the same thing, they enter your starter level and your level 1 at the same time. So you get 2 payments, one of 0.0167 for the starter level, and the second payment of 0.0407 Bitcoin for the level 1 payment. And you get 6 payments in total. So when this person, your first person, gets their second person, you get another 2 payments because they're going to do fast track as well. Then you introduce your second person and they do the same thing. That's your fifth and your sixth payment straight to your e-wallet, which is just around £1,000. So that gives you enough money to return that amount straight to your e-wallet, because this amount is in your private e-wallet. No one controls it except for you. You have complete control of all this Bitcoin. So it's up to you what you do with it. But the wise thing to do, the smart thing to do, would be to use some of that to upgrade to the next level. So let's see. So as I said, you know, this is you in the middle. It's a 2x2 cycler. So the last position starts you over every level over and over again. Now, it's instant. So as soon as that person joins, you get that Bitcoin instantly. Now, Bitcoin, Bitcoin right now is in pounds, just under £5,300. So basic strategy pays out about 265 in Bitcoin. So you get 0.0501 Bitcoin back. Now, the first time you complete that community of 6, you get to keep £21 worth of Bitcoin in your e-wallet, because you're going to use most of that to upgrade to level 1, where there's more Bitcoin to be made. So you can't get your money back just yet. You know, you have to complete level 1 to break even. But guess what? Because every level cycles over and over again, the second time you cycle, you get to keep all of that Bitcoin, because you don't need to upgrade from it because you're already in level 1. Now, with the advanced strategy, this is why we recommend the advanced strategy. With the advanced strategy, you get starter level and you get level 1, which gives you £345. That is what you get to keep. So that 333, you've got your money back initially, and you get a little bit on top as well, because you're going to use the rest of that to upgrade to level 2. Now, let's see, when you get to level 2, that's when it starts to get interesting. Now, level 2 pays out 0.3021 Bitcoin, which is just over £1,500 per cycle. Now, the first time, remember, if you've done fast track, you are now operating with Bitcoin that you didn't pay for. Okay, so this is all free Bitcoin from that point onwards. So it's all profit. So you get to keep now £502 worth of Bitcoin. You're going to use most of that to upgrade, but level 2 operates the same as starter and level 1. So it cycles over again. Level 3 now, because you upgrade to level 3, it pays out 0.6021 Bitcoin, which is over half of a Bitcoin. The first time you cycle, again, you keep the same amount. Remember, this is all profit, not from your pocket. And the second time you cycle, you get to keep all of that money. Now, when you upgrade to level 4, that's when it gets interesting, because at today's low price, that's worth just under £8,000. And the first time you cycle, you now get to keep £2,600 worth of that Bitcoin. Imagine if it was £10,000, or $10,000, sorry. You'll keep probably about £5,000 is how much you'd keep the first time you complete a cycle on level 4. So you can see, because Bitcoin is going up, and every time you cycle on that level, you get to keep that money, because you're now going to go up to level 5, which pays out a whopping 3 Bitcoin. Now, the game is to elevate to the higher levels. It's the rule of thumb is the first 3 Bitcoin payments that you receive in your e-wallet, don't withdraw that Bitcoin. Just keep it in your e-wallet and use it to upgrade to the next level. And make sure the people that you introduce do the same thing as you. It's a system of duplication. Once everyone duplicates everybody, then you'll see the money flowing in. Now, everyone that you introduce follows you over and over and over again. So when they complete a cycle, they will cycle over onto your community on that level, on every level. So when they're on starter level and they cycle over, they will reappear in your community on that level, on the next available space on your community of 6, on starter level. You know, on level 1, same thing. When they complete level 1 again and they cycle over, they follow you onto your community at level 1. So they keep following you over and over. So that's why it's good to get people that are like-minded, that want to make money, some serious money, or have a community project, you know, that we're trying to raise money for. Now, once you pay, you never pay again. So once you enter, that's it. You don't pay ever again. Everything is free from that point onwards. You just need to keep introducing your 2 people, and you don't need to limit it at 2. If you want to introduce more people, you know, you can introduce as many as you like. The more people that you introduce, the better. Initially, there is a registration fee of $49, and that's one-off registration fee, and the annual membership, which is on your anniversary, will be $99. There's an annual membership fee, and that's all that the company takes. As I said, you get 2 people, they get 2, you get paid, then you upgrade. That's it in a nutshell. Very simple system. Get 2, they get 2, you get paid, you upgrade. And if they repeat what you do and their people do the same thing, you will see people cycling over and over and over again on your community. It's a follow me 2x2 matrix with spillover. There is an element of spillover that will help you fill up your community faster. So the wealth strategies, you get the educational content. So each level unlocks educational videos that you can learn from some of the industry's best. It's a global opportunity, so it's borderless. It doesn't matter where you are. As long as you've got internet connection, you can do this system. It's automated payments straight to your e-wallet. So there's no chasing of people for your money or having to wait 6 months before getting paid. You know, you will always be able to receive that Bitcoin. Every level pays out over and over and over again forever. So remember, Bitcoin is going up and you're going to get it for free. You pay once when it's cheap. Doesn't matter how long it takes. You can work at your own pace, slow or fast. Gradually, you'll be able to see that Bitcoin flowing in. You know, especially when Bitcoin starts to spike, everyone will start to chase after Bitcoin again. And, you know, they'll pay top dollar for it when we can get it for cheap right now. So you'll get free financial education as well. So all that remains is for you to choose your strategy. With the advanced strategy, the fast track, that's starter level and level 1, plus the $49 activation fee, it comes to £370 altogether, 370. So you just need to buy 0.0699 Bitcoin in total to cover everything to get started. If that's too much, you can get the basic strategy where you just need 0.0237 Bitcoin, which is at today's price £123, which is really affordable. You know, this is an opportunity, a system that people can use to become financially free, you know, and all it takes is for you to get to, they get to, you know, you get paid, and then you upgrade, and that's how it works, and you'll be able to get quite a lot of Bitcoin and enjoy the appreciation of the price, which is coming. So all that remains is for you to get back to the person who introduced you. You can join for free for a limited amount of time, which will give you an opportunity to go into the website, into the platform, into the members platform, and have a look and explore and look at the videos there that will help you get started. You log in for more information. The person that introduced you will give you their link and will be able to help you get started. So remember, it's an instant payment system. And what's interesting about this system is that, you know, it stood the test of time. This started back in 2017, started before then, but as the Bitcoin Club started at 2017, and it stood the test of time, stood the downturns, withstood all of the scams. You know, this is a solid system that is there for life. So people, let's take advantage of it. So what's next? We have the presentations every Wednesday at 9 o'clock on this channel, and on Sundays at 9 o'clock. Sundays at 9 o'clock we have the UK training, so on this channel again. And so it's important to plug into the training, because that way you'll get a good grasp of what you need to do. We've been through the roughest patch of cryptocurrency in recent times, you know, and the training is invaluable, because you do get to learn all the information, the vital information that is required for you to be able to confidently talk to people about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and get them started on the revolution. It's here. You have China, who is now going to have their own cryptocurrency. Everyone is vying to remove themselves away from the influence of the dollar. This is real. It's happening, guys. We have to get people to understand that this is it. You know, so let's get out there, let's get people in the revolution. It's time to make that critical walk. So on that note, I thank you all. I'm going to stop the recording.